Hey folks, I'm on Nólsoy in the Faroe Islands. This is the little island that's just across the water from the capital city, Tórshavn. I'm here with my best friend for we did a mountain race yesterday, but it was his first mountain race. I'll link the video up here. So I was mostly kind of doing it with him to act as sort of a moral and technical support. So we ran it together and he got round it. Very proud of him, considering he does not have mountains to train on. 25.5k with 1,100 meters a gain is no joke when you have to train on the flat roads of Houston, Texas. But in any case, I'm out for a little bit of a run today, just because most of yesterday was hiking and I just want to blast a bit of energy out of my legs. So I'm gonna run along the trail that runs along the western side of Nólsoy. There's a tiny settlement at the other end and a lighthouse. I don't know if I'll get that far. I'm just gonna see how long it takes me and then turn back if I feel like it's gonna take too long. So yeah, that's kind of the plan today, and I'll show you some scenes along the way. The trail that I'm running along is essentially the sort of ancient trail between the two villages on the island, and that's the case with a lot of the trails on the Faroe Islands. They're like ancient pathways that they used to use to get between the villages, because everything's so remote. Like even now, the Faroe Islands have a really good road network and a really good public transport network, but a lot of the villages are still quite remote despite that. So the old pathways are still used, not just by hikers but by the locals, as far as I can tell. But yeah, it's really interesting running along some of these, and it's generally advised that you sort of stick to the trails unless you're on like a guided tour, just because the environment out here is so pristine and not really that sort of touched by humans in many places. So it's good to kind of respect the pathways as much as possible. Running in the Faroe Islands isn't really too dissimilar to fell running. I mean, what I'm running on right now is very similar to Peak District, and the kind of differences between the boggier and rocky terrain are, yeah, similar to sort of Lake District, Scotland. So I feel very at home running here. Okay, I told Alex I'd be gone for an hour and a half, 45 minutes in, so I should return back. Didn't quite get to the village, but wasn't really expecting to. There's a lighthouse at that end of the island, but maybe next time. Just picking my way back along the path. it's just an out and back route, so some senses not that interesting, but like I said, generally a wise idea to try and stick to the paths on these islands, just because of the nature really, and try not to disturb the landscape any more than it really needs to be. It's a little different in the UK, but I think here it's good to try and respect the land fully and leave it as it is. And a lot of these pathways, because they are basically the ancient walkways between the villages, it's still quite interesting coming along them, because yeah, I guess that feeling of walking where people have kind of walked for thousands of years now, yeah, I feel quite connected to the surroundings, I suppose. And although these pathways between the villages are marked with big cairn stacks, so it's very difficult to lose your way coming along them. Yeah, it's been nice running along here, getting my legs just like stretched out after yesterday, because I didn't really do a lot of running yesterday. We were going at Alex's pace, which is fine. We'd agreed we'd do that we'd stay at his pace regardless, and that I would stay with him. But yeah, we both knew that I'd be reining myself in quite a bit to stay at his pace. So yeah, I just decided today would be a good idea for him to get some photography done and me to just, yeah, release that sort of energy I didn't really get to release yesterday, I suppose. Just enjoy the islands a bit more before we head back tomorrow.